Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to European Truck Simulator 2, and welcome to Limerick, Ireland. So this is a trailer we just picked up. This is awfully different. This is part of the KAST cast, and this is a VAK B slider, but it's like half of a B slider. It's the front half because we're not in a country that with an MOT that allows tandems. We're only going to take the front half. So I guess, I mean, if I had to like rationalize this as a realistic player, I'd say maybe this came in from somewhere as part of a B train. They broke it apart at the ferry port, and we're going to take this little guy the last mile, maybe? I don't know. You know what I mean. Try to make it all fit together and make sense. So we are going from Limerick to Belfast, which is 418 kilometers, and it ought to be just about the right length for an episode. So let me confirm. Yep. Confirm that the lift axle is up on the trailer. Here we go. So I had a hell of a time. We were in Galway, I want to say. Yeah, we were in we got into Galway. We drove from Dublin to Galway last episode. We delivered our job, and I slept twice. Well, I slept once, and it was sort of too dark for an episode. But there wasn't anything going our way regardless. So I slept again, and when I woke up, there still wasn't anything going our way. Everything was going back where we'd come from, and that's no good. So I drove down here to Limerick to see if anything would present itself, and it sort of did. You know, we're sort of at the moment, please. I'm not 100% feeling good about this navigation. I feel like it's taking us the wrong way. I'm going to stop at this light. Moment. Is that right? It's got us kind of starting behind. The M7. M1. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this game is, I guess that sort of cuts both ways, doesn't it? Because you can't decide 100% where you want to go, so there's some element of, not uncertainty, but you know what I mean? The game sort of decides for you. And then at the same time, you can approximately decide which way you want to go. You know, north or south, or, you know what I mean? So you can't just pick cities and go to them, but at the same time, you're not 100% at the mercy of the navigation or the dispatch. So I guess it's a little bit like real life, where you sort of go approximately where you want to, but mostly you go where they send you. Ah, Jesus! Why? Game, why? My whole heart's racing. Some of that is probably the Red Bull. So it is a Sunday morning where I am. It's early. It's 8 o'clock. It's fairly early for me, although I've been up for a while. I've been up since about 6 a.m. No Formula One. Formula One is on summer break for a month, which is all right. And yeah, man, just going to game a little bit and then have a nice relaxing Sunday off. So I figured I'd start with, you know, I record one day ahead, so this is my Monday episode, and I'm recording it Sunday, getting it out of the way. Not that I have to get it out of the way. I guess that came out not quite the way I intended it. I love gaming, and I could game all day. If this channel takes off, maybe I will. But it's nice to, particularly with the racing videos being on the channel now, because a trucking video, let me choose my words carefully here so as not to seem disrespectful to my audience. A trucking video, European truck, American truck, they take a little bit of a setup sometimes. You know, you got to do a few things to get everything just right. But for the most part, I could record a trucking video in my sleep. And one or two of them, it sounds like I was. And then the farming videos, those take a lot longer to prep, but they're typically fairly easy to record because things happen kind of slowly in farming world. You know, there's not a lot of surprises. Now there are, I would say, of all the sims, farming is the one with the most mysteries. And by that I mean farming is the one where you're most likely to have a scenario where something won't work. You can't find a trigger, you can't find a place to tip a crop, or like I'm playing a map called Upton, and I've had a couple crops, like I planted them and they were growing and they were growing, and then they just either went away or they were ripe but I couldn't harvest them. Some kind of mystery. So there can very often be mysteries, and there have been a lot of episodes of Farm Sim that I've recorded where, you know, I was recording and everything was going great and we were 20 minutes in or half an hour in or whatever, and then something happened and it's like, you know, I can't, if I was going to end the episode, I would have needed to end it before this, right? Because right now we're in the middle of a mystery. You can't end in the middle of a mystery. I would have needed to end before the mystery. There go doubles. Why don't I have doubles? You would have needed to end before the mystery, right? You can't be like, oh well, who knows how this is going to turn out, and then you just, or if there's a problem or something, if something's not working, you can't stop there. That's a bad place to stop a video. But oh, AI, you are aggressive today, man. But you didn't know before there was a problem that there was going to be a problem, so you didn't know to stop, if that makes sense. So there have been a lot of episodes I had to scrap, and then on top of that, sometimes I have a save game and I can re-record the video from where I had originally started it, you know, by going back to the save game. But other times, if there's been autosave over where I was, then I need to solve the problem, finish up what I'm doing, and then record another episode, like from a new point, right? Like, let's say we started recording on Monday and something happened. Well, I need to get that sorted out, and then I start a new video, and all of a sudden it's Tuesday or whatever. So that's Farm Sim. Nothing really surprising happens. No, that's not how I want to say it. Nothing sudden happens, but there are surprises and problems. But for the most part, same as Truck Sim, I can record a Farm Sim anytime I want. Trains, same way. Now that's a little bit more timing, right? Is a little bit more critical. I guess like with trucking, you know, you need to put the vehicle certain places at certain speeds at certain times, right? Which is not the case with tractors because they go kind of slow. But with trains, you know, you're trying to keep a schedule, so you're going fast, but then you need to slow it down for either a speed limit or to stop at a station or something. So it's got, I guess, slightly more intensity than farming, but still, anytime, not a problem. And I'm trying to think what else. Spin tires, obviously, very slow-moving game. So a lot of these videos are pretty chill, except for the racing. And the racing is the one that, more often than not, it takes me multiple recordings or multiple races or multiple whatever takes sessions to get something right. I'd say for every 10 or 15 truck videos that I record, I need to record one a second time, right? For racing, it's probably exactly the opposite. I would say it takes me on average 7 or 8 races to get it just right. Now for career mode, for F1 2017 and MotoGP 18, I only do one race. And however it comes out, that's the one I'm keeping for the season, because it's season. It's career mode. We're going by season. But for one-off races, I'll do as many of those as I have to. And if I don't just want to restart over and over and over when I have a bad lap. but I will restart if I crash out, which is happening less and less and less lately. But still, if I'm having a bad race 5 laps in, I will restart, because it's not that I want you to think I'm like the greatest sim race driver ever, but I do want to record races that are going to be interesting to watch, I guess. So I guess what I'm saying is trucking is pretty chill, and I can get one of these taken care of fairly quickly. What's happening up here? Do I want this one? No, we're still going straight. Okay. M50, that's us. What I'm saying is it's fairly straightforward to record a truck video, but it is still nice to have it out of the way. And I tend to start early on these for just that reason, particularly with the racing videos. Like, if I know if I need to have a race video in to render by noon, I might start recording it at 6 or 7 a.m. And you know, if you're done early, you're done early. Great, move on to other things. But I have started recording races at 7, you know, half-hour race, and at 11:30, I'm like, whoo, come on, one more try, we can do this. So, yeah, I think you see what I'm getting at. It's nice to have these out of the way, and I'm really, I want the channel to grow, and I want to make good content, put good stuff out there for you. So it's important to me to be consistent, and my goal is 1 video per day. Oh, I just saw that and was getting on the brakes. Oh, this is not a time for us to be throwing away €1,000. Oh, that is terrible. Anyway, I want to be on a schedule for 1 video per day, and obviously there's nobody holding me to that, and I don't have any subscribers anyway, I know that. But I still want to stick to the schedule, you know, stick to the plan. And I'm going to scoot over here in front of this guy so we don't get trapped in the middle lane. And it's it feels nice to sort of push myself, and I feel like, if nothing else, the volume of videos, 11,000 euro for our loan payment, and we're 8 grand in debt now. Oh god, that thousand euro we just threw away. I just threw away on a speeding ticket, and that really stings right about now. I think we're going to be okay, but we could easily go bankrupt on this profile. And I'm curious what happens when you do. I don't know if they like take your trucks. I don't know if they take your trucks and give you money and you can still keep doing contract jobs, or if you're just like done. You know what I'm saying? Gone daddy gone. We'll see. We'll see. And we're going to make some money from this job. We're not going to make a ton. I don't think we're going to make 8,600 euro. And where are my drivers? Where are my drivers, and why aren't they making me money? Okay, so let's get the cruise control set. And no more tickets. Oh, that stings. That stings. And what's funny is, in ATS, we have so much money that we're just making up things to do with it. Like, I'm buying trucks I don't want or need. I'm buying garages that I don't want or need, because we've got $2 million. More money than we know what to do with. And we'll get there on this profile. And I hope we get there. I hope we get all our loans paid off before Beyond the Baltics 1.32, right, comes out. 1.32 is supposed to be what? Q4? So that's October, November, December. So we got 3 months to get out of debt, which sounds easy. But keep in mind, I'm only playing this game for about 45 minutes a week now, which is really weird, because I used to play this game a few hours a night. And now, with all the different sims that I'm doing on the channel, I seriously only play this game when I'm recording. So I only play about 45 minutes to an hour a week. down from, wow, many, many, many more hours than that. So that doesn't give us, that gives us like, wow, what is that, 12 hours of game time? 12 hours of playing time, game time, to get out of like 600,000 euro of debt. Okay. Well, whatever happens, happens. We're committed now. And we're making good time. Switching, I just go approximately half. I know it's actually 60%, but I just say half. So this was 400 kilometers, so call it approximately 200 miles, 250 miles. And at 15 to 1, that's not very long. We should be there in just a few minutes. So it's tricky to see a distance on a map and then try to calculate in your head, like, how long is this going to take as far as episode length. There's a Irish Mustang. I guess Ford has a presence in Europe. Not unheard of. I remember when I was a kid. Lived in London with my dad when I was a kid, and I remember there was a Corvette parked on the street near where we lived, and there was like a crowd of people around it, people taking pictures and, you know, selfies with the Corvette, that sort of thing. And you see Corvettes everywhere in the U.S. I wouldn't say they're common. You know, it's not a Toyota Camry, but you do see them a lot. And that was sort of not fascinating. What's the word I'm looking for? Just an interesting observation about people and you know, what makes things special and what makes things unique. But I remember that. All these years later, I remember that. The other thing is, it was brown. It was like chocolate brown, which is not a very common color, really, for any kind of vehicles, but certainly not for a Corvette. Typically, they're a more flashy color. All right, we are into Northern Ireland, making good time. Yeah, I think this is just going to be kind of a straight ahead deal. Now we're then, I guess we're going to make a crossing and be back on the. Oh, I don't want to be disrespectful, and I don't ever want to say this the wrong way. And I know people can be very very specific about how these various places, I won't even say countries, how these various places are referred to. So I don't want to say, you know, we're going to cross back to the UK. I mean, I guess we could safely say we're going to cross back to England, because at this point, when you're crossing from here, you are going to England proper. But as far as the UK and Great Britain and England, I try to be mindful of the terminology. I know it's not nothing. I know some Americans tend to blow it off like, oh, whatever, you know what I meant, but I do try to be specific. So I'm not sure if we're going to cross back over. I know there's a bunch of ferry crossings to some of the little islands up here, and I like that idea. Cross some of those cities off the list. Here's the problem that I have with it. It's a lot of ferrying and a lot of clicking through menus, but it's not necessarily a lot of trucking and driving. So I'm sort of careful about that, because I don't want it to turn into ferry crossing simulator. And we are getting a little laggy, so I don't know if we're due for a lag spike or not. And I did isolate those are 100% related to shadow play, but I cannot figure out why, because everything I read about shadow play tells me it does not affect frame rate. It does not affect anything. But of course, that's NVIDIA saying that, and they would, which is, you know, I'm not offended or anything. That's marketing. People put their product in the best possible light. But I was having a massive and ongoing lag spike in Farm Sim while I was recording a video, and the instant that I ended the video, the lag spike went away. So it is clearly related to shadow play, but like I said, I do not know how or why, and I don't know what to do to fix it. And man, I would really like to be back in OBS. I feel like that was, in its own way, a better solution. But you know, I had a setting, it was working. You know, I had my settings right, and then something changed, and I cannot get, as many times as I've tried, it's probably dozens of times that I've tried to record again with OBS, I cannot get my settings back to where they were. And there are so many variables in OBS that and there's probably 2 or 3 pages of advanced options, like 2 or 3 tabs of advanced options, and each of those has like 20 different pull downs, and each pull down has a half a dozen different selections. So at this point, I feel like if I got it right, it would just be blind luck, because a lot of it is sort of foreign to me. I think of myself as a fairly savvy cat. I can pick things up, figure things out, but it is stay on and get off, stay on and get off. We're getting off. But it is there's a lot of terminology and there's a lot of technology that I'm not really able to make sense of. And I'm guessing I could figure it out if I put enough time into it, but at the moment, I don't have that time. Right, we are just about at the yard. Curious if it's going to let me discover this city. Right, because we did just pass a sign. I mean, I understand that's just a... Oh, there it is. There's the answer to my question. And we've gone into the wrong yard. Can I turn around over here? Not really. Can I turn around here? Barely. Yeah, we can do this. Better. Mo better. And there's a lag spike right there. Timing. Timing, you couldn't wait. Moment. Two in a row, that doesn't happen very often. And it's happening as I'm trying to make my turn. Oh, this just kills me. Oh. Folks, I'm so sorry. And the thing is, I have no idea how long these are going to last. They could last 1 second. This one is just going on and on and on. Oh, time. Oh, come on, man. 10 seconds just to pull in and drop off the damn job. Come on. Right. Jesus. Now what's the problem? Are we caught? Oh, come on, man. We were so close. So close. Oh, this just kills me. Kills me. Right. You know, I pull logs from MSI Afterburner, and they show nothing. It's like nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has happened. Okay. So, let's just get out of here. Oh, no, we need the points. We need the points. Right. That's no good. That's no good. Better. Not perfect, but better. Jeez. Oh. Yeah. To make it like that far through a video and to have it go kind of wonky at the end. Right. But we did get almost out of debt. By 300 euro, we're still in debt. But both of our drivers are going to have jobs today too. And we're going to level up. You want to do our last ADR? Let's do that. We can cross that off the list. Let's check this mail. It says you're in debt. There you go. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator 2. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.